Hey, it's Jordan with TYT Network. It is Tuesday. We got June 21st. Very sunny in New York, and the goose has landed again. We're talking about Gucifer, the hacker. The DNC has called it a Russian hacker. Who knows? But it's kind of like a bad episode of 24 where a hacker named Gucifer has hacked into a candidate's files. Let me give you the latest because as I've been tweeting out a storm over the last few days, there's a hacker named Gucifer last week that, in addition to releasing a DNC strategy memos to go after Donald Trump, he released an email that was sent after Bernie Sanders announced his campaign, that was sent to the DNC. We don't really know who it was sent by, but it gave off the impression that the DNC was going to be actively working to, quote, muddy the waters with reporters in terms of Hillary Clinton's record, her record on using personal emails, her record on campaign donations from special interests, and overall transparency. Terms were used in this email like muddy the waters, let's leave no fingerprints, etc. Myself and other journalists raised a big stink because Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC has been saying, we're a neutral body, we don't support any candidate. Obviously the Young Turks and I, example after example, has shown they did heavily skew the primary to favor Hillary Clinton. But critics of me and others said, oh, this is weak sauce. This was just a memo sent to the DNC. We don't know by who. Anyone could send anybody a strategy memo. It doesn't mean the Democratic committee was doing the bidding of Hillary Clinton. And then there was today. So Gucifer has released a treasure trove of new documents. I'll be putting my glasses on a little bit. Apologize for the glare. So the first documents that I found showed that Gucifer hacked into the files and showed Clinton Foundation donors, a whole Excel sheet of Clinton Foundation donors ranging from $25,000 in donation to $25 million in donation. Now, some might say, well, this is public knowledge, who donates to the Clinton Foundation and how much. The question is, when did the DNC have on its files these donors? Because donors don't all come out at the same time. Donor information comes out continually, but if the DNC wanted the records of who's giving heavy money to the Clintons, the Clinton Foundation, to go after them for DNC fundraising, then maybe they know who some of the high-priced donors were before the public. I'm not trying to, cast conspiracy theories, but that might be one option. Other than that, them having the Excel sheet with the Clinton Foundation memos, it could be innocent, where they just have corralled public knowledge to basically do more fundraising for themselves. Getting worse, though, is files I found basically showing that an actual DNC staffer was creating strategy memos to defend Hillary Clinton. I tweeted out about an April 2015 DNC document titled HRC Defense /emails. It was written by a research associate for the DNC named Jeremy Brinster. And it's basically a memo showing all the attacks on our emails and essentially how to spin it. Now, the critics saying, well, the last memo last week was sent from an individual, we don't know who, to the DNC. That doesn't show anything. This was written by this guy, Jeremy Brinster, and he is a research associate with the DNC, according to his LinkedIn page. I know it was written by him because when I went into the Word document, I went to File, and then you go to Properties, and when you click on Properties, it shows who wrote it and the date. It showed he wrote it or created it with the date. Why exactly is the Democratic National Committee creating strategy memos on how to defend a candidate, Hillary Clinton or anybody else, against right-wing attacks? I could understand that during the general election if Hillary Clinton was already the nominee. This is from April 2015. Hillary Clinton was not the nominee. Yes, she was polling better than potential nominees like Vice President Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, but she was not the nominee. And again, all along, Debbie Wasserman Schultz has said, we're neutral, we have no hat in the race. So that's one that was written by a DNC staffer. Big distinction between last week when the memo was just sent to the DNC. Again, and I want to specify, after I saw all these memos, I've been reaching out to the DNC to get confirmation or comment on these memos. Crickets. I get no response. With Hillary Clinton's campaign, same thing, no response. If these were fake, you'd imagine they would be coming out screaming from the rooftops. But because the actual media, the mainstream media, isn't covering it, they're hoping that, all right, we'll just be silent and it will blow over, because that little pesk, the Young Turks and other independent journalists, who's going to follow them? So they're not responding to me. Another memo was about a record of all the times Hillary Clinton's taken a private jet dating back to 2001. That one I don't really get why the DNC has that on file, whether they're looking just to have the number of times she's taken since 2001 in the future for possible attacks against her. But again, this seems like they are sharing information with Hillary Clinton's camp, because I don't really know how they would get access to how many times she's taken a private jet. There are other documents in here by the DNC about basically listing off negative articles about the Clinton Foundation, about the Clinton Foundation's corporate donors, as well as the Clinton Foundation's foreign donors. Foreign donors has become a big topic. A lot of adversarial journalists to Hillary Clinton have written about the kind of suspect donations from countries like Saudi Arabia and elsewhere to the foundation. So there were memos about showing articles about those foundations. And then there was another document written by the same staffer that basically from February 2015, and in it said countering Republican attacks on Clinton's record. So again, February 2015, before any other candidate came in, but that doesn't really matter. The DNC is supposed to be a neutral body. They were basically preparing to defend Hillary Clinton as if she was the nominee. By the way, I mean, we're not talking about a few memos. This is at least a couple dozen. So this stuff takes time to create. A lot of research went into this, so you would think that they were compiling this. If this one is from February 2015, I mean, these things were being compiled possibly into 2014. This doesn't give off the impression of a neutral Democratic Party committee that isn't trying to already create a defense mechanism for a candidate. You would think that they would, at that point, they would be laying back, seeing who's starting to announce their candidacy, and going on TV to blast Republicans. That's really, at the end of the day, what the RNC and the DNC is typically supposed to be about. Praising its field of candidates, keyword field of candidates, and slamming the opposition. This is memo after memo written by DNC staffers, basically outlining their defense strategy for Hillary Clinton. So that one was from February 2015, outlining, quote, countering Republican attacks on Clinton's record. So that's the last one I've seen for now. I'll be sifting through more records tonight, because there's a bunch of them. But you could go yourself to Gucifer 2 WordPress, I believe, and you'll see on top of that page the latest dossier, it's called, of Clinton's of leaked emails they've gotten inside the DNC about Clinton. There's also stuff about Vice President Biden in there, good old Lincoln Chafee. But overall, what this is showing me is the DNC from early on, potentially 2014, but even early 2015, before Clinton announced, before Bernie announced, was outlining its strategy to defend her. This begs even more questions, in my view, about the financial relationship. As Cenk has talked about, there's a Hillary Clinton victory fund that essentially the DNC, the Hillary Clinton campaign, and 33 state Democratic parties share money with each other. They all raise money from different donors, but because there's limits of what a donor could send directly to Hillary Clinton's campaign or directly to the DNC, they send money to different state DNC parties, and then those state parties send it back to Hillary Clinton's campaign. It's kind of called funneling money, and it's kind of called shady if you look at it. So if you see documents showing that in terms of messaging, the DNC was already outlining how to defend Hillary Clinton, I'd like to ask some more questions about that financial relationship, because obviously they were working to get Hillary Clinton elected from day one. The critics will say, oh, you're a bunch of Bernie bros, you're sore losers, fall in line. I'm not a Bernie bro, I'm a journalist, and I think people have a right to see this. Will it get Bernie Sanders elected? Probably not, but that's not my goal. I'm a journalist before I'm a Bernie supporter. But this is outward corruption. And by the way, I've tweeted and I've said, I hope I'm wrong. I am willing to eat crow if these documents are a fake, if this guy is a hack, but it's been 5 days now since the first stuff came out, and the DNC gave a cockamamie statement to me, not addressing whether they were authentic or not, but kind of deflecting onto these were Russian hackers. They've also confirmed that the initial hack that had the Donald Trump memo was legit. They confirmed they were hacked. So if the DNC is not denying it, if Hillary Clinton's campaign is not denying it, a journalist has to, silence is sometimes the answer. I'll be tweeting up more about this, and probably doing some more videos about this. This is the initial stuff that came out today. Again, clear evidence that a DNC staffer created memos outlining strategies for Hillary Clinton on things like emails, on things like campaign finance. So we do know the DNC, at least in terms of messaging, was helping Hillary Clinton from before she announced and after Bernie announced. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.